everybody, and welcome to the 7th episode of the Greenhouse Ensemble's Quarantine Soiree on Zoom. I'm your host, Rihanna, and I am streaming live from the beautiful island of Manhattan. Before we get started with tonight's show, I just wanted to share something that's been on my mind in the past couple of days, really the past month or so. It's this notion that New York is dying, or it's dead, or it's never going to be able to come back. There have been all of these articles circulating on the internet that have been filled with fear and woe about what's happening in this wonderful city. And Hazen and I were feeling really anxious about coming back, worried about what we were going to see happening in this city that we love. And I'm happy to say that over the past few days, I've been able to see with my own eyes that it's just not true. New Yorkers are all over the place in wonderful spirits. And it's true, there are less people on the streets. There's no tourists here, so of course there's less people. But the people on the streets are New Yorkers. And they're New Yorkers wearing masks, helping each other and supporting each other. And to be honest, it reminds me of what it was like being here after September 11th, when the city was hurting and mourning and in pain, and everybody here banded together to have a collective healing process. So needless to say, I'm really happy to be home. Anyway, thank you for listening to me talk about my thoughts. I know that's not what you're here for, so let's get to the show. Tonight's performance is by Rich Orloff, and it's called The Ultimate Battle for Total Control of the Entire Universe. It's directed by Pedro Santos and featuring Stephanie Stevens, Bryan Carvalho, Ashley Go, and Charlotte Keith. Now, this episode is one of my favorite things about the Quarantine Soiree on Zoom, because the circumstances could not happen without all this catastrophic nonsense that we're going through. I'm here in Manhattan producing, and our director and all of our performers are in London right now to perform. So it's literally midnight. It's 12:07 in London, and they're here doing this show, and I just think that it's so cool. So if you'd like to support these artists, you can do so in two ways. The first way is to go to our Fractured Atlas site and make a tax-deductible donation. And the second way is to simply Venmo us. It's easy, at Greenhouse Ensemble. And now, without further ado, we bring you Rich Orloff's Ultimate Battle for the Total Control of the Entire Universe. Enjoy.
Everyone is good in the spaceship? I hope the spaceship crew is all fine. We're gonna be at destination within 10 minutes.
Don't be so sure, young man.
What are the aliens doing here? Who let you in? What are you doing here?
I have come to take my revenge. You killed my son.
I am your son.
What? This can't be.
Oh no. Oh no. Brace yourself for impact.
What's
The
happening?
spaceship is losing control. Brace yourself for impact. Spaceship
You
crew,
fool!
listen to me. I repeat, brace yourself for impact.
Two noble warriors, Jason and Ashley, enter in the middle of a fierce, passionate sword fight.
Give up.
The battle resumes.
You want me, Earthling? Come and get me.
Jason!
Young warrior, she cannot hear you. Your microphone is off.
Yes, Mom!
I thought you agreed to clean up the backyard.
Oh, I'll do it later, Mom.
The Westfalls will be here in half an hour.
Oh, I'll get to it.
When?
Me and Ashley are battling for total control of the entire universe.
You've got 10 minutes.
Yes.
I guess you don't have much time, Earthling.
I don't need much time, princess.
Queen? I said I was queen.
You're too young to be a queen.
There was a young queen in some of the Star Wars films.
Yeah? The ones that sucked?
My mum says a woman can be whoever she wants to be, and I want to be queen.
And what does your dad say?
My dad says anything my mum wants him to say.
We know who controls the universe in your house.
The clock's ticking, Earthling. What do you want to do?
There is only one fair way to finish this battle. Jousting!
You're wrong.
They climb onto their steeds and rush towards each other, their swords ready to attack. At one point while they battle, both swords fly away.
Shall we call it a draw?
Entire fate of the universe at stake? Never.
Then I suggest hand-to-hand combat!
You're wrong.
I'm so sorry.
What?
I didn't mean to grab your...
It's okay.
You were moving so quickly, and then suddenly your
Boob.
It was an accident, I swear.
We can make it even. If I touched your balls.
No.
Chicken.
No!
Well then.
Name one Star Wars movie where any of the guys let a girl touch his balls.
I bet they do on a porno version.
There is no porno version. Wait, is there a porno version?
Maybe.
Well, I haven't seen it. My folks won't even let me go on the internet where I want.
The human body is nothing to be ashamed of.
In my family, you're supposed to be ashamed of everything.
Do you have any pubic hair yet?
Do you?
I asked you first.
Well, I asked you second.
Well, I asked you first.
Well, I asked you second.
Well, I asked you first.
Well, I asked you second.
You are so immature.
What? At least, I'm not a girl.
Girls have boobs.
Barely.
You're scared of them, aren't you?
Scared. I hardly noticed them.
Then how come I've seen you staring at my nipples?
I was not.
I've seen you.
They're just the closest part of you to my eyes.
I think you like looking at them.
You know, I have nipples too. Look.
They're male nipples. They don't count.
They count.
Well, my nipples will give milk.
I hate milk.
Well, you're a jerk.
I am not. I am lactose intolerant.
Well, my mum says my breast will be aesthetically pleasing.
Your mum talks too much.
Well, my mum says that men are more visually stimulated than women.
My mum says I'm too young to be stimulated.
Well, what does your dad say?
My dad says that he loves me, even though he doesn't love my mum anymore, but he'll love me always.
Well, what does your stepdad say?
My stepdad says that he loves me as if I were one of his own.
And what does your stepmom say?
She says, of course I love you. I'm just having a bad day.
Well, what do you say?
It's bad enough to have two parents. No kid should have to with four. And, you know, I don't get a bigger allowance than my friends whose parents aren't divorced, but I have to get 2 Mother's Day cards and 2 Father's Day cards.
That's not fair.
When I grow up, I'm loving nobody.
What if you met the right girl?
I'd vomit.
Before or after you grabbed her boob?
Hey, it was an accident.
Oh, really? Was it an accident yesterday when your forearm brushed against it? Or the day before when your shoulder touched it?
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yes, it is.
Oh. You, Jack! How dare you touch my boob? Who do you think you are?
Ow! Get off me! Ow! Oh, okay. It wasn't an accident.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Ow! Ow! Get off me!
You're dead meat.
Ow! What's wrong with you? Have you begun menstruating or something?
Well, that's just mean.
I'm sorry.
Well, if it really was an accident, then I guess you have no interest in touching my other boob.
What?
How would you like to touch my other boob to compare?
Aren't they the same?
No, boobs are like snowflakes. No two are the same. Jason?
Boobs are nothing like snowflakes.
I'm not saying they're the same as snowflakes.
Have you ever seen a centerfold of a snowstorm?
You are so reductionistic.
And you are so ick.
Jason, do you like me? Do you?
That's a trick question, isn't it?
Why do you say that?
Between my two parents, there are 3 divorces. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Unlike you, Jason, do you like me? Do you?
I'll have to start cleaning up soon.
Jason.
Don't know what's so great about having a backyard if it has to be as clean as the front yard.
You're avoiding the question.
Well, duh!
Do you like me?
Kinda.
Kinda.
You know, a lot of girls think I'm immature, and you probably do too, but at least you don't make a big issue of it.
Well, maybe tomorrow I'll let you touch my other boob on one condition.
What's that?
You must conquer the universe first.
Jason!
You said 10 minutes!
It's been 10 minutes.
I swear, parents said they watch us fast.
Ashley, you'll have to go home now.
Yes, Mrs. Norman.
You're welcome to come over tomorrow.
Thank you, Mrs. Norman.
Jason!
I know.
Well, I guess I should go now.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, maybe I'll let you see my boobs if you conquer the universe first.
Jason! I'll be here any second.
I'm doing it! Today the backyard, tomorrow the universe. Ah!
Wow, it was really, really wonderful, guys. I really enjoyed that. Now, if all the artists can turn their cameras back on and come back. There we go. Hi, everybody. Really beautiful work. Congratulations. And I thought it was a really innovative way that you used the stage directions as like a character to really kind of work within the Zoom platform. I thought that was brilliant. Really Great work, guys. We're really proud to have this as part of it. I'd like to this is our little segment of the show where we kind of talk to you guys for a minute, get to know everyone. So my question today is, so these characters are obviously kids going through puberty and they're discovering their sexuality, which I think all of us remember going, and discovering something new about yourself is a really exciting place to be. So I'm wondering if any of you guys have discovered something new about yourselves now while we're going through quarantine and really spending a lot of intimate time alone with ourselves. So I'd love to hear from each of you.
Oh gosh, that's a big question. I can go first.
I'm just gonna grab my essay that I prepared to answer this question. Go on, Steph.
I guess for me, I learned the resourcefulness we have as artists and as human beings. During this time, making theatre, it is much like part of a machine. Everyone has their part. But now we're playing in remote areas, making things like the set, the lighting. You just have to be resourceful. And it is really about either you're learning different skills or you're actually discovering skills that you've probably never had to utilize before, doing this kind of work. And also, I think during this situation, which has been quite isolating, I think we've really come together, and I think that's a really beautiful thing. And that's what I've learned about this: come together, work together, and that's really the only way we're going to get through this, and how things are going to open up again as the arts industry here in UK and the world over.
That was beautiful. It's true. It's really true, I think, for all of us. Who else?
I was just hearing Steph I cannot top that. No, I'm joking. No, I was going to say something similar. I was going to say, for me, it did, it just made me think of that we don't need the big productions, we don't need the big lights, we don't need the big stages. That these can still be very, 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 very entertaining. I don't know. I think you learn how to have a good time with smaller things, especially when you're at home and you cannot go out. So yeah, enjoy the little things, guys.
Yeah.
I think definitely this kind of time really taught us a lot. But I think it really taught about being kind to ourselves, which is the thing that we always kind of tweet, post, and put on our Instagram stories. But it's something that as individuals, I find it very hard to do, really. It's very easy for one to have insecurities and want to beat oneself up for sometimes minor things that are just in our own head, really. So I feel especially this time has taught me, because we had to stop, because we had to stay at home. So it was a good time, kind of, okay, it's good to have time to reflect. And it's good to have some time to look at things, and also time to being even more creative, because we were saying the other day that if this a lockdown would last for the entirety of the rest of the universe, we would have to adapt ourselves to this kind of format. And I think that what this time also allowed us was to find new ways of pushing the format, of not just seeing two people or one monologue to the camera, but to really push and give, to the best of its ability, a really good experience to the people. And actually, this is also a format which is comfortable to a lot of people overall, because some people prefer to be on a screen talking to other people. So that also avoids some social anxieties. So there's pros and cons, but it's like everything, we learn to live with it. And that's kind of what I learned the most, I think.
Great. I think that's totally true. Also, this gives us a wonderful opportunity for people who may not go to see theater now to start to love theater. And then when it opens again, they'll be addicted and they'll come to the theater and see us all.
Yeah. You want to go, Charlotte, or shall I?
Yeah, I can connect. I think I kind of follow from Pedro with the self-reflection type thing. I realized how harsh I could be on myself. And I finally had the time to sit and have those conversations with myself about how I should really be talking to myself in a more positive light. And I think this has kickstarted something a bit more positive for me, mental health wise. At the start of lockdown, I did dip quite far, but then it took that, big dip down to come up to a better spot, I think. So in an odd way, I'm grateful for this time. Obviously, everything has happened. It's been weird and awful losing people and things, but I think the time that I and everyone got from this has been, really good to just think about your life.
That was really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
Come on, Ash.
I mean, yes.
Come on, universe.
Yeah, I mean,
Go on.
take out my
Go
the
on,
universe. Take out my monologue.
Come on,
yeah.
boo.
I feel like, as well as everything that everyone has said, I think over lockdown, it might be a bit cliche, but it's really kind of reminded me that the passion that I have and that other people have, it isn't just something that we do or something that we've decided to just choose a job. Like we can't live without it. Like without that passion, we wouldn't be sitting here making this, or I wouldn't have met any of these people. Like there was a point, like maybe like 2 months into lockdown, where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like kick my butt and like do stuff because I want to. And then it's a nice reminder that I'm not just doing this for no reason. Like it's in me, and it's in all of these lovely people, and in everyone watching as well. And it's reassuring to see everyone just kind of band together, especially for theatre, as well. Yeah.
Oh, that was really wonderful, guys. Thank you so much for your work, and thank you to the audience for tuning in. You guys are just as big of a part of this. We need you, you need us, so it's a beautiful symbiotic relationship that we all have. You can tune in next week for episode 8 of our quarantine soiree on Zoom. We'll be showing Small Talk, another David McGregor play, and it'll be directed by Charlie Anderson. So thanks for tuning in tonight, and thank you to the wonderful artists and the wonderful audience, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
us.
Thank you
Bye.
for watching.